What's happening, Ja? We back at it. So this is part 2 to the last video I did on war and success. Actually, I left quite a bit out that I had intended to address and touch on, but you know, when you get in the mix and the vibe and the groove of speaking, sometimes you know it kind of takes on a path of its own. So I kind of left quite a bit out, but what I really didn't get a chance to get into that I thought that was important for me to address was that picking up where I left off with the whole metaphor that I gave y'all about how I was able to use the same energy that I used when I was out there on the street, and I kind of just redirected it into my business. That's all facts. But this is the parallel that I want to give y'all. Just like I always tell people, you know, when I listen to these rappers, or how when y'all listen to these rappers out here and they talk all that gangster shit, all that gang shit, drugs and sex and money and violence and all that shit, I always say that they have the minds of the youth now. They are the influential figures out here now. And the problem that I have with that is not only are they selling us poison and they selling your kids poison, but they don't give those young kids the flip side to that lifestyle. And that's what I'm trying to do. So the parallel is, on one hand, how the rappers, they ignore and neglect to give you the reality of the flip side to being the weight man, the flip side to being the dope boy, the flip side to all of that shit that come with that fancy lifestyle. Well, I'm going to give y'all those, especially the fellas, the flip side to making a decision or a choice to walk the straight and narrow. And when I say walk the straight and narrow, I just mean not on no square shit, you know, not on no busted shit, but just more so, you know, you're not taking penitentiary chances, man. You're not out here risking your life every day for a buck. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be legit. You're trying to work. You're trying to take care of your babies. You're trying to contribute or offer, you know what I'm saying, your community or whatever it may have you. You're trying to offer the world something. You know, when you decide to make that decision, when you decide to turn from a life of crime or life of gang banging and shooting niggas and jacking niggas and shit, extorting people, like when you decide to turn away from that and decide to get that up and decide to walk a straight and narrow path, there's a flip side to that as well. And that's what I'm trying to offer y'all. Because it's easy just to see or know the man that I used to be. I mean, niggas who roll with me, even people who didn't roll with me but knew who I was, you saw it and seen how I got down. Y'all know quite a bit about my history. So it's easy to paint a picture of the type of man that I was. And then to see how I'm living now, and it's almost like, damn, blood is, this nigga went from facing life sentences and being locked down and to fucking doing movies and shit and books. And you know, I guess what I would say is, what people would think that I'm living this great, you know what I'm saying, fabulous lifestyle, which I'm really not. You know, I'm not living like that, but I'm doing good for myself. And the point that I'm trying to get across in this video was to show y'all there's definitely a flip side to the day you decide to go straight and narrow. And that's the part a lot of y'all would never hear, because to be real with you, especially I could just speak for North, where we come from, or just in general for any inner cities around the country, it's not really many of those that come from that really put the shit down, who been there, done that. I mean, was with all the shit, with all that bullshit, and then at some point decide to get their life in order, and then they give y'all that flip side to that, because there's a price to pay. I always say there's a price to pay for change. There's a price to pay. That shit ain't easy. And with that change come a lot of things that a lot of niggas is not built for. And what I mean built for is, hey Roy, go in. Par yourself. A lot of dudes is not built for the flip side to that change. And with that comes some of the basics: hate, jealousy, envy, betrayal, backstabbing, rumors, gossip, slander. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably one of the biggest things that I wasn't prepared for. You take a nigga in the street who about all that. He with all that. and then you have someone laying on him, or someone oppressing him, or someone kind of create some uncomfortability in his life. It's easy for a nigga to work him. It's easy for you to go and do what you do because that's what you do. But when you decide to change your life and try to refrain from being that nigga, refrain from trying to take penitentiary chances, that's a whole nother ball game that a lot of us are not even prepared to deal with. We're not even prepared to deal with it. You think it's easy just to say, I don't want to sell dope no more, I don't want to gangbang no more. But that's the mind you got. That's the mind you have. Now you live in this straight, narrow life. But now when the hate come, now that's a whole nother coat over you that you have to develop to deal with that shit. Because you will be challenged. I tell homies all the time, they say, blood, big bro, OG, how you do that shit? I'm out here, I'm still in the trap. I'm still out here banging on niggas. I'm still out here X, Y, and Z. It's like, how you do it? And I tell them the shit ain't easy. Ain't nothing about, listen, what I'm doing now in my life with this change, I'm going to be real with y'all. I can honestly say, to me, it's more difficult than when I was out there busting niggas' ass. It was more difficult because I feel it takes a greater level of resistance. It takes a greater level of strength and courage to resist doing what you naturally are known to fucking do. That shit take a lot of balls, man. That shit ain't easy. Not even half, 99% of the shit that I allow slide today, it would have been a rectified situation very fast 2 years ago. So therefore, one of the things that I tell y'all that's trying to change your life is you have to learn to endure a lot of bullshit. You have to thicken up your skin, and you have to get your emotions intact. That's one of the things. I was a very emotional nigga. What I mean by emotional, meaning it didn't take much to get me on your ass. It very a little sign of disrespect, and I was on you. Nowadays, I realize I cannot actually operate like that no more. So I'm constantly enduring and taking in shit. You got to just develop a deeper tolerance for bullshit. And I tell you, it's not easy at all. I mean, the same Negroes that you have shed blood for will be the same Negroes that's gossiping about you, talking shit about you. So it's going to come down to this. And I'm gonna word it in a way where, like, your desire for change has to be greater than your ego. Hear what I just said? Your desire for change is gonna have to be greater than your ego, because your ego is gonna say, fuck them niggas. Y'all don't know who I am. And it can easily lure you back into the bullshit. But your desire for change, if that's not greater than your ego, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail every time. So fellas, for y'all that's out there that's trying to leave that dope game alone, leave that drug game alone, that robbery game alone, that gang bang, if you trying to leave that shit alone, when you make that conscious decision to do that, just be prepared for the backlash that come with it. Be prepared for all of those things I mentioned earlier, and you better put a plan in place. You better put a plan in place for that. Get yourself surrounded around some people who at sometimes give a fuck about you more than you give a fuck about your damn self. Because there's been times, even in my walk now, I was out there ready to risk this shit, man. I'm out there ready to risk it. And because at that point, I see red and I'm just like, you know what, fuck this shit. Niggas know how the fuck I play. So clearly, they need a reminder. And at that point, I'm not in control of myself right there. I'm not in control, so that's when your support system has to step the fuck in. You're gonna need that 2 or 3 people. I mean, even if it's one person that's gonna be able to take that state of mind and intervene for you. That's why I always say support is probably one of the greatest tools you can have on your side in your change. Not to say if you don't have it, you can't change, but damn, it's gonna be all the more difficult to do it. And that's one thing that I got you. That's one thing that I'm thankful that I have as a support system like I got, because a nigga be slipping sometimes. When I say slipping, meaning sometimes I be on my bullshit. And I need to be reminded how far I've come. And if you don't have that, damn it, it's like almost you doomed. So I'm gonna sum this all up, and I'm gonna get out the way with it. Making that choice and that decision to change your life, to be better, to handle your responsibilities, to value and get and front of your priorities, that's a great thought, is a great idea, is a great gesture. But that's just the first step. When you actually go through with that, you got to be willing to deal with the shit you leave behind. It just doesn't go away like that. I mean, people ask me that shit all the time. Well, how does your homies feel? Fuck them. That's how I feel. Fuck them. Every nigga, a lot of niggas respect, what I've become, my changes, and some don't. And those that don't, fuck them. That got to be your mentality. Nigga, if I was out here shooting niggas for next to nothing, and I was out here risking my life for next to nothing, what the fuck you think I'd do now that I got something? I'm not worried about what you cannot be worried about what the next nigga think when you know you doing what's fucking right. You can't be worried about what niggas think when you doing what's right, because niggas is miserable out here. They hurting out here. They ain't got no hope. They ain't got no ambition, no determination to do nothing. That's their only ambition is to fucking sit in that county jail. Because everything they doing every day is going to get them right through. They're going to get one in the motherfucking head. Learn to detach your emotions from what the fuck people think. I'm telling you, fellas, because if you don't, you will be back in that county jail again, going upstate or downstate. Or even worse, can catch a hot one in the head. I work on that shit daily, getting control of my emotions. Not allowing myself to get to the point where it's like I'm back out here ready to risk it. It's so easy to do that. I mean, real niggas know it's easy to get into that gangster shit. And it could take a lifetime to get out of it. Real shit. So take that shit from big bro Jawi on the Jersey original niggas. This ain't for no fronting. This ain't for no money. This ain't for no likes. This ain't for none of that shit. It's all with the intentions of helping you understand the obstacles that's going to be in front of you the day you decide to change your motherfucking life. It's not easy. And it take real nigga with real courage and bravery to stand tall, just like you did when you was on your block, on your dead end, you was on the Ave, the Boulevard, number blocks, and you stay out there and you surround yourself with death every fucking day. This is just a different battle now you gotta fight. And y'all know I'm adamant about saying transitioning your energy. Take the energy from something negative and you use it for something positive and get your motherfucking hustle on. Get your grind on. I say get your bang on. Y'all see, bang for the shit that matter. All that bullshit out there, it don't matter, man. You're gonna sit in that jail, you're gonna do 1 billion years by yourself. Jawi said that, man. Upshot that. Woo.